the resale value on you is nothing. Like, I can't take you to the grave. Like, I can't take all those books to my grave. Like, who is this a value to? Like, I'm sorry that like my special edition of Fourth Wing is like meaningless to everyone in my life. Like, if I die tomorrow, my partner's like, the is this?
So no, if you die tomorrow, your partner would just be like, huck, huck, huck.
It would go to Value Village. It would go to Value Village.
Yeah.
Like, and a scalper would find it or something
gosh.
like that.
Hello? Is this thing on? Welcome to Books and Banter with Les and friends. Only on the Dufferin Ave Media Network.
Hey guys, it is me, Les, and today we actually have a very special guest. We have my friend Dem. Ta-da! So we're really excited to, curl up, tune in, and talk books. Welcome to Books and Banter. I'm your host, Les, as you know.
And I'm Dem, or Demetria, the full version of that name.
Thank you. Thank you for telling us.
Yeah, the full version of my name is Demetria. If you're ever looking for me, it's not Dem.
It's not. Yeah, it's not Dem.
It's not Dem.
Or not Demi.
It's not Demi.
Oh, Demi?
Demi?
People have said Demi?
Yeah, people have said Demi.
Isn't that like the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives? She says there's like Demi.
So I've never watched that show.
It's quite. It's.
Would you think I would have watched it? Because I love Mormons. Not like I would be Mormon.
Love Mormons.
I love Mormons. I just think Mormons are like an interesting case study in like weirdness, Like, what do you mean they have these special little garments they wear under their clothes? Like, they don't drink coffee. It's like, what fun do you have?
That's what influenced Soda Stop is the Mormon wives. They drink like, I shit you not, like the amount of pop they drink is ridiculous because that's the only thing that they can really drink. But like, can they even drink pop? Isn't it caffeinated?
Yeah, isn't it caffeinated? You know what? I'm not Mormon again. Like, we could be just slandering Mormons.
I mean, we'll end it with Mormons are unique.
Anyway.
And they brought us Soda Stop.
Anyway, we're here not to talk about Mormons.
Oh, yeah. We're here to talk books. I mean, we're going to go into the world of books now. Do you know the saying where it's books are not, like, what is it? First of all, books are a hobby. Are they? What do you think?
Of course, I think books are a hobby. Well, not like, maybe not the physical book, but like reading is a hobby.
Yeah.
I would also say that the other aspect of that is collecting is a hobby.
Yeah, well, and that's what I was thinking of where my brain said nope. But buying books, reading books, and collecting books are all three are different things.
Yes. Very. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how many books do people own on their bookshelves that they haven't read, or they have read it on their Kindle, but then it was so good that you had to buy the book just to set it on your bookshelf, even though you never actually read the physical copy, but it's a trophy.
I will say I'm an anomaly to this one because I read a ton, as we know. And even if I read something on like my Kindle and it's really good, there are times where I'm just like, that was really good, and I never buy the physical book. So I'll never physically own it. I'm an anomaly in that scenario. And becoming like part of like Not Your Average Book Club was when I found out that people just bought books for the sake of it. I was just like, oh, we do that? Like finding out people don't read the books they own was like shocking to me.
Yes, you're not wrong. I feel like if you were to actually look at the groups that like the book club groups that we're in, how many of them actually read the physical copy of the book?
Well, people are buying faster than they can read.
Yeah, because like I literally accidentally read my book club book for November in October thinking it was the October book. And I listened to it and it was so good. And then I went and I bought it because it was so good. However, I will say I did annotate it. Like I was putting notes and stuff in it so that when we go to book club, I can be like, haha, on page 82, this is like hilarious.
Yeah. I don't know, cause like I don't know. I've always been an avid reader, but not big on buying books. I would say there was a period where I did buy a ton of books, and then I just never read. Whereas now I'm reading constantly, but I don't buy books, and maybe it's just like unpopular opinion. Like I hate clutter. I hate feeling like I have too many things. Have you ever blacked out and just started to like clear your shelves? You're like, what am I ever gonna do with these? The resale value on you is nothing. Like I can't take you to the grave.
Okay,
I can't take all those books to my grave. Like who is this a value to? Like I'm sorry that like my special edition of Fourth Wing is like meaningless to everyone in my life. Like if I die tomorrow, my partner's like, the fuck is this?
so no,
Like,
if you die tomorrow, your partner would just be like, huck, huck, huck,
it would
go
go to
to
Value
the,
Village. It would go to Value Village.
yeah.
Like and a scalper would find it or
Oh
something
gosh.
like that. Like
Okay, I will say the other day in my spare bedroom, I had like another bookshelf, and it had all of my thrillers that I don't like reading because I actually hate thrillers. So all of the thrillers I own are in the spare room. And I have some of those like collectible ones where I have the City of Bones. I have the entire series because it was my dad's, and like I kept it because I'm not gonna ever get rid of it. Let's be real. But I actually went in there with my basket and I was like, goodbye books. Like I don't need you because what the heck am I gonna do with all these books that I'm actually never going to read and I know I'm never gonna read them? And it's like half of them are brand new and they're gonna go to either Westgate or
yeah.
like anywhere else. Like who knows, they might end up at Value Village, but I there's no point. So I feel like I'm like a 50-50 on this where I don't like the clutter of books that I'm never gonna read, but then you go into my office and it's pure clutter of all the books that I love, if you know what I mean. You've been to my
Yes,
office.
and your book collection is beautiful. Um, as a chronic overthinker, I like to think about myself as like an 80-year-old woman in a home or something like that. Am I gonna have like all these like smut books on my shelf? Like, am I gonna have like the special editions of like
Okay, but smut has like evolved. Like by the time you're an 80-year-old woman, I don't even know what smut is gonna look like.
I
Like
hope
it's
yeah, like I hope
I'm
I'm not.
scared.
Yeah, like I don't know what the kids are gonna be up to at that point.
I'm actually scared. It's gonna be an interesting time because the books right now are even some of them are just too much.
Like when you were describing a book to me and I was like, that's really silly. I was like, I do not take that seriously. Like I don't yuck anyone's yum, but I was like, that is very silly. And
It
like, I wouldn't read that because it
it's
would
the
be deeply unserious.
it's the same description I gave to Ben, and he was like, Alessia, what is wrong with you? Like, why are you reading a book about a human and snakes? How does a human and a snake, you know, do the dirty? Like,
Yeah.
it
Like,
doesn't make sense. Um, okay, so we all know like my bookshelf is pretty hefty. You should not go in there right now. You would have a coronary. I have books everywhere at this point because I ended up taking the bookshelves from the spare room. I put them in the basement to, of course, hold books for my book business. But now there's a dresser, and now I have all these books that I'm like, oh, crud, where do I put them? So they're all stacked in the office, and I'm even feeling like overwhelmed
oh
by my
yeah. Yeah.
surroundings.
Like I have a stack of books on the floor because I just don't have the shelf space
Hmm.
and they're brand new. But every day I walk by them, like I could just get rid of you. I
Well,
could
and
just get rid of you because it's like to me, I'm like what purpose do you serve on the floor?
I mean, it's not going to hurt you if you get rid of them. You won't even remember what
Yeah,
stack of books you got rid
there's
of.
like some of the books in there. I'm like, why did I even purchase that? Like, what purpose did that serve aside from it looked kind of cute and I
Yeah. I mean, there are a few books that I'm like, no, like, I absolutely love this book. This is a collector's edition, fine. But like, I have two books that are the same. However, they're like one of my favorite books ever, and they're both signed. So
oh
it's
yeah.
like, okay, I'm gonna keep it because it's signed. However, again, how, all of these books are now getting signed. So then you go to Westgate and you get a book, and you're like, oh my God, it's signed. I have to keep it. But like, you can't keep every signed book because now all of a sudden I'm going to have a shelf for just signed books.
You do bring up an interesting point though about how every book is signed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
like this is like a new thing to me. Like as someone who has been reading like my whole life, I cannot recall ever being able to walk into a bookstore and buying like a signed book. Like this is a
right?
relatively
Or
new thing,
or
I
the fact
feel.
that every single book now, even paperback, have sprayed edges. Because
Yes.
at the time
Yes.
that that first started happening, it was such a big thing where everyone's like, "Oh my God, I must buy that book." But then now it's like, okay, every book is like that. What makes it special? Like, I'm gonna go buy a paperback version, but it looks the exact same as the the hardcover. They both
Yeah.
match in terms of what the sprayed edges look like. So it makes it difficult to like even want to buy books in the same way.
Also, like controversial opinion, I kind of hate sprayed edges.
Okay,
Like,
but some of them are
like some of them
pretty.
are really pretty. Don't get me wrong. The rest of the time, I'm like, okay, but why does Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale need a sprayed edge? Like, you know,
Yeah.
like she's still alive, but I feel like everything that Margaret Atwood stands for, she would be like, was this necessary?
Yeah.
Like, imagine doing that to like Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. Like,
Okay, no, but they have been like
they
there's a
have, yeah.
copy of Anna Green Gables that I found. So 2 points. It was like one of those small ones you could find at HomeSense,
Yeah.
and it's beautiful. It's like little. It's really cute. But then you're also finding copies of Anna Green Gables that have sprayed edges, and it's like a re-release, and you're like, well, but why do we have to make every book like this? Like, don't take the classics and try to make them look like current books. Like the classics are classics. Some of the books that you would buy that are the classics are seriously beautiful. And I don't know why you wouldn't want to keep those ones over the ones that they're printing out now.
So like really funny, but I think it was maybe a couple years ago, I want to say, there was an incident where, do you know the cartoon covers for romances? So you have like you know like any contemporary romance has like the cartoon cover now,
Oh,
right?
yes, like the graphics.
Yeah, like the graphic cover. So they did that to like Jane Austen's like Pride and Prejudice like a couple years ago, and people were like, but does Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice need a cartoon cover? And people were calling it like the yassification of
Oh, I've never heard that.
right? The yassification of like books is like, okay, like why are we making it like more palatable to people?
Yeah.
Um, and does it take away from the content of the book? I don't think so. And I don't even want to say it cheapens it. Does it make it like more interesting to a wider audience? Sure. Is it kind of silly? Yeah.
But like, go into the used bookstore, buy a copy for $5 rather than going to Indigo and buying this brand new copy that is re-released for $35. Like, I'm sorry.
I'm also always shocked at like how many editions people will own of one book.
Oh my gosh, seriously.
And I think that's because I have such limited shelf space that like I couldn't imagine owning 5 editions of a book because I'm like, that just is a lot of space.
It's just so frustrating though because like you'll get a copy and you're like, wow, my copy is beautiful. I love it. Then they re-release it and you're like, I like that cover better. But then it's like, why do I need to get it anyways? Like, I know it's more beautiful or you like it better, but it's hard to be like justifying, oh, I'm going to buy this.
Yeah.
I will say, like, there are a couple times I've done that where, for example, like The Fourth Wing, I had the original book and then they had that whole surprise being announced in November, pre-order now, where you didn't actually know what the book was. You just thought it was going to be like a new drop. And so I pre-ordered it, whatever. And it was just like a special edition of Fourth Wing. And I was like, cool. What was the hype for? Like, why did I spend?
Yeah, like it's almost like books are turning into like rare Pokemon cards where it's like, you need this like super limited special edition.
Yeah,
Like
or
there was only one run. It like there was also the what was it? There was the woman who had like garlic infused pages.
What?
Right.
Garlic?
Which I'm so sorry. I don't want to pick up a book and then be walking around with garlic hands. Like ooh, like that's
Why
yeah.
garlic?
I think it was about vampires, but like I don't listen. Like I
Oh my
could be spreading
God.
this. This could have came to me in a dream. Like
Oh my God.
Yeah. I'll have to look it up when I get home.
So then, if you were to read The Wizard of Oz, would the pages smell like poppies because it would put you to sleep?
I guess.
That would be a really great publishing
If you
idea.
read something by Ernest Hemingway, do the pages smell like rum? Like
Probably, actually.
Like I don't know. Like
That's a very interesting question.
yeah, do you just have like scent page? But that's what I mean by it just being ridiculous is like, do we need that? Not really.
But also, like, when you get a book and like you open it, there's this beautiful scene, whatever. But what I don't understand is why every chapter has to have like this new picture. And I'm like, you're making this feel like a child's chapter book. Like, please, I don't need it. Or like all these fancy pages with like the lines to make it look all fancy.
Like, okay, so I'm a proud Fourth Wing hater. I know this is like really controversial. I only recently got into reading for like funsies. I used to be one of those people that was like, I read to better myself. Like I need to learn something valuable every time I pick up a book. And then someone was like, you could just read like fun, silly little stories. And I was like, cool. And Fourth Wing was one of the first romanticies I picked up, and my flabbers were gasted. I was like, this is terrible. Like the world building is like so flimsy, and like it's like I just found it to be not the most well written romanticy. Now that I've read more, I think it's a good stepping stone.
Well, and not to interrupt you, but if you actually read like Iron Flame and Onyx Storm, her writing changes. Ben, I'm copying Ben's words. He said that it got easier to read and it made more sense and it was a better story. I mean, I've read all three of them too. I took my time reading those because I hate being a part of the hype. So when
I'm like so nosy, I have to be part of the hype.
When
like,
Iron Flame came out, I was like, okay, let me wait a year and a half and then I'll read it because now I'm not going to get spoilers. Like I just will wait. But then Onyx Storm, Ben was like, hey, I'm going to start it. And I was like, it's not my full year yet. I've only waited 6 months. So I ended up reading it. Honestly, I didn't like it that much. I mean, I liked Iron Flame.
I actually liked Onyx Storm, and I think it was because I had retrained myself to be like, this is a funny, goofy story. Like, you're going to get lost in the plot with, like, silly little details. It's a road trip book. Like, when you think about it, it is a road trip book. But what I was going to say, what I don't like about the physical copies, like the books of like that series, is at the top of every chapter, there's like a little blurb.
Yes.
And I hate it.
Yeah, because then the writing doesn't start to like a quarter down the page and you're like...
And also, like, sometimes it's like a weird diary entry or something.
Oh,
like,
it is.
Yeah, it's like... And it's like something
Professor so-and-so's Guide to Flying.
Yeah.
A flying person may never fall.
Or it's like some cheesy Violet quote that, like, I'm sure Rebecca Yarros was like, she sounds like such a badass. And I'm like, no, that's cringe. That's cringe. Like, why is Violet quoting herself in her own story? But that's, that again, it's a silly little story. It's not literary fiction. You're not a better person for having read that series. You're just still that version of yourself. Yeah. Just you've now read Fourth Wing.
I feel like this just turned into like hate on Mormons, hate on Fourth Wing, Here we are. We didn't hate on. We just have opinions.
I just have opinions on Fourth Wing.
We're not hating.
And everyone that knows me already knows that I have opinions on Fourth Wing.
Yeah. Okay, so we've determined that reading is, in fact, a hobby.
Yes.
Now, I want to, this is again my own brain pattern, but why is it called a bookworm? Like, why are we bookworms? Why is it a worm? And I know that, like, all the way back, it's always been like an apple and a worm, but that's for teachers. So why is it a worm?
That's a really good question.
But I mean, I also don't want to be a book dog or a book cat, but like, bookworm?
So, like, crazy idea here, but what if we were just readers? Like, really crazy.
Oh my God.
Like really crazy. Like, we dropped the whole worm thing. Like, would you still love me if I was a worm? Would you still love me if I was a reader? Like, we dropped that and we just collectively agree that we're readers. Like,
let's just be book birdies.
Also like worms, like no offense to worms, but like are you getting anything done quickly
Honestly,
at that size?
I'm scared of worms. They make me really icked. I hate worms just like I hate snakes because they slither. I don't do
I have
it.
nothing against worms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like
That's
nothing
fair.
against worms. I just think, yeah, now that you've brought it up, like why do we refer ourselves as bookworms? I actually don't like
I don't
have,
know where it came from. Like, who coined the term bookworm?
yeah, I don't
I'm gonna
know.
have to Google it
You're gonna have to bring
after.
that one up with the higher ups.
Okay,
Like,
so yeah, I have another question, and this is something that I feel like is a really good point for discussion, but is reading a trend or a fab? Or a fad?
fad.
But in my brain, like reading was whatever, but then all of a sudden reading exploded. Like we had Instagrams and Bookstagram, TikTok, all of those things just imploded or exploded. And you're like, okay, but like, is this a trend? Like, is this going to go downhill? And like, people are going to go back to, we don't read and like, whatever. But like, what do you think on that?
Well, I do think like reading is definitely more popular. Like I
Yeah.
think more people are reading, but I would also argue that like reading has become a lot more accessible.
Yeah.
Like you no longer have to physically read a book. You can read a book via audio, you can do like the ebook
Mm-hmm.
thing, like more people are using the library. Also, when reading really got big, if you will, was like 2020.
Yeah.
We were all locked inside.
I
Like
mean, you make a good point.
what were you gonna do?
Yeah.
You were gonna read or, bake banana bread, do a sourdough starter, argue with your family.
Your YouTube workouts?
Yeah, like YouTube workouts. Like those were all the rage. Like those
Yeah.
people, I'm sure, like retired.
Do you know
Like,
how many F45 workouts I tried to do? And then I'd get so annoyed because I don't like doing burpees, and doing burpees in your living room is the worst.
also, you have a
Es-
dog.
especially
When you have
because
a dog, yeah.
then you start sweating and your dog's like, let me clean that up for you. And you're like, Jesse, get out of my face. Like, I almost have to put my dog in a different room, but that she would just bark at me the whole time. So, like, what's worse at this point?
So I don't have a dog. I did get into like the home workout thing, honestly, just because I was really bored.
Yep.
But to go back to reading, I actually read the least amount during 2020. My attention span broke. That's like the year that like I lost the ability to focus was 2020.
I think 2020 was the year I got into Love Island because I could go back and watch all of the seasons, and it
Oh,
was
yeah.
just wild because yeah, you have 60 episodes of these people's lives. And yeah, it's done. It was 6 years ago. We know who won, but it was yeah, that's what I started doing. And like if I'm being honest, I think it was probably January of 2021. Um maybe 2022, but I'm pretty sure 2021. The first book I read that year was Verity by Colleen Hoover.
What a banger. Like what a way to
Um,
start. Not a banger in like a good way, but I mean just like what a bang.
but
Like,
that's what
yeah.
started this. And then I read Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. And then I tried to read Layla by Colleen Hoover.
That one is like horrifying.
And then I said, no more Colleen Hoover. And then all of a sudden, look at it where I'm at. Like, I've read so many different types of books. And don't get me wrong, I have tried reading thrillers and some nonfic, and certain things I can read, but certain things I'm like,
That's fair.
I can't. But yeah, I kind of agree. Like 2020, I didn't read. I think it was more so like
I couldn't read.
coming out of it, I started reading, which is kind of weird. But at the same time, during 2020, I was doing my master's.
Yeah.
Well, my first master's, and it was all online and papers, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what happened during then. But
I love how you mentioned Colleen Hoover because I also was in a similar reading slump going into 2021, and I also read a Colleen Hoover, and I remember finishing it and being like, I don't know if that was good. But I needed that. Like I needed to read that so I knew I could finish a book.
it sets those base levels. I mean, once you start reading and you're like, oh my God, this is an amazing author. And like, if I'm being honest, and to no judgment to these authors, it's just one of those things where it was like my timeline where I started with Colleen Hoover and then all of a sudden I'm like, ooh, Penelope Douglas.
But that's a jump.
I know.
I
but
did not
then
go from Colleen Hoover
there's something else in between, but for the life of me, I can't tell you. I mean, at one point I was really into listening to these like mafia, whatever romances.
I think that's escapism though.
And
like that's like
yeah. And I mean, I only listened to those, but it was a good chunk of time. And then I kind of got into like more of the reading because I took the iPad from Calgary. I brought it here, started reading. And then, of course, I think it was last year for Christmas, I got my Kindle. And I have never read so many books on a Kindle in my life. Like,
yeah.
I feel like the Kindle took away the reading, like physically reading, even though I didn't physically read. But it took away the fact that any book that I really read was audio.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, usually I have an audiobook, I have a Kindle book, and I do always have a book on my like nightstand in case maybe my Kindle's done or maybe Ben and I are going to actually like sit up and read and I'll actually really read a paperback. But yeah, it's very interesting to think about like 2020, all of this is exploding. I also refuse to use TikTok because it drives me mental.
I also don't have a TikTok account. Like I have somehow made it through all these years, no TikTok account.
Yeah, and you know, it's totally fine. My mom sends me so many TikToks and like I can open them and watch them, but I have no desire to actually go on TikTok and go down the spiral and be like,
I think for me,
hey.
I can't have another app that I scroll on.
Yeah.
I don't
need
I don't need another app that's just me aimlessly scrolling. I'm just too into.
But are we still interested in those? Because Instagram is boring as heck now. Like when you're just on like your personal account, I swear it's like, here's a quote. If you're an Aries, like this is what you want.
Okay,
like,
I need to trade my algorithm with you because like my algorithm is like very finely tuned. To the weirdest content I've ever come across, which is I'll get like these random reels that it's like no comments on it. I like go and I click on their page. They have like 300 followers, but it's like the strangest thing I've ever seen in my life. And because I keep engaging with content like that, I keep getting suggested content like that.
Oh my gosh.
So, I mean, my algorithm is fine. Like, I'm on there for laughs. Like, I'm on there to be like, oh, what weird thing am I getting today?
I mean, then we log into our Bookstagram and I'm like, oh, there's 12 messages in there for 12 book clubs. I'm going to run away
when
because
you
that
added
hurts
me to every single book club, and then I started to get all the messages for all the groups that I wasn't in. There have been times where I've opened my own personal account and I've been like, no. And I just put that away. I'm like, I can't deal with that right now.
Yeah. I mean, we'll come back to this because I know we're going to talk book clubs in a future episode. But yeah, I feel like TikTok, Instagram, Blue, reading up. Now, like, I don't even know what I scroll on. Like, maybe I'm just back to playing crib on my phone. Like the 80-year-old grandma I am.
I was going to say, are you 80?
Do you know how many times Ben and I will play crib after dinner? It's great.
No, that's crazy to me.
Oh, man. Do you even know how to play crib?
I did with you one time, remember?
We played crib?
Yeah, we played crib, and I was like, I hate math. I hate counting.
When did we play crib?
We were at someone's cabin.
Oh, right. I still don't remember playing crib.
Yes. Yes, we were at someone's cabin, and you were teaching me how, and I was like, Lesia, I hate counting.
Didn't we also play Uno?
We did, and I was terrible at that. Like, how do you be terrible at Uno? But in general, I'm just like not the best at like games. Like, I just like the moment like someone brings out a card game, I'm like, good night.
Yeah. No, that's really fair. But hey, we had a good chat. What do you think?
Yeah.
I mean,
like everything and nothing.
We started with
like
books or hobbies.
Like my apologies to the Mormon community, to the Fourth Wing lovers community. I mean no disrespect. I just want to get ahead of that.
And to Colleen Hoover lovers.
Colleen Hoover, yeah, you're fine. She has a new book coming out.
What?
Yeah, I know, crazy, but yeah, we got it done.
That's fair. That's fair. But okay, we did good. We talked about books. We bantered. So thanks for tuning in. It's Books and Banter with Les and Dem, and we will catch you next time. Have a good one.